everyone, and welcome back to Fully Playable Games, where it's going to be a bit of a somber video today because we are going to be saying goodbye to the games room. Not a permanent goodbye, I might add. Probably sort of worded that in a bit of an over-dramatic way. So we are just moving house. So yeah, I am not getting rid of the collection or anything like that. But I am going to be, me and the family, we are moving. Now, this is something I'm really struggling with this because I'm sort of on both sides of the coin with this. One, I'm really excited, but I'm also actually quite, I'm trying to think of the right word to use. Probably not upset, but obviously, I don't know what word to use here, but for me, this room is fully playable games to me. So when I first started the channel, I actually started it in our old house, and we were there for about 5 or 6 months before we moved into this house, and we've actually been in here now 4 years. So yeah, the channel has been going for closing in on about 4.5 years now, and this is the room that the channel has been built up on. So yeah, I mean, when we first moved in here, we had probably 800 to 1,000 games in the collection, and yeah, since then the collection has grown to, we're closing in on around 4,500 games in the collection now, plus all of the consoles, the variants and everything. So yeah, we've got to the point where the room just is too small for the collection. And I will admit, the room that we're moving to won't house all of the collection, but we'll definitely get a lot more in and on display. But for me, obviously, when we first moved in, as I said, the collection was a fraction of what it is now. And yeah, when I'm going to go through and I'll put up some footage from my sort of moving in video. And yeah, when we first started, sort of where the current PS1 and PS2 shelves is, just behind my desk when I'm filming at my desk, that was a TV unit with the TV. I had all my consoles set up on there, and yeah, I could actually sort of play them in that position without having to move them across to my desk. And I think at that time as well, we had, I want to say, 3 bookcases full of for games. No, sorry, I keep forgetting that there should have had a bookcase in. There should be a bookcase in the corner behind me. So yeah, I think it was 4 bookcases that we had when we first moved in, and the current bookcase that's got all of my Xbox collection in was actually a plastic bookcase that was used for some resale bits. But obviously, as time's gone on, we've sort of upgraded the games room, we've expanded the games room, we started adding in all the shelves and everything like that. Then recently, with the problems that we've had in the games room, which I'll get to in a minute, we then obviously moved some bookcases around. And I will be honest, at the time I was planning the games room expansion, but obviously with the problems that we had, so for those of you that haven't seen the video a couple of months ago, I actually discovered some really bad mould in the room, to the extent it was actually coming through the backing of the bookcase to where the games were. So yeah, we had to essentially sort of rip the games room apart to see the extent of the damage. Luckily we got to it before anything was affected, but yeah, that was a big factor in deciding to move, because as well as so just focusing on the mold issue, that was something that we'd been seeing around different parts of the house. I think it was originally reported to the landlord about 2.5 years ago, but it was never really dealt with. It was never really a massive problem. We used to just, as the landlord told us to do, just clean it off, just wipe it off the wall, which yeah, it wasn't the right approach, but we didn't want to really create waves. But obviously when we found this mould and the fact that it was risking the collection, I then did sort of put my foot down and say to get it sorted. And even then, it took the landlord about 2 months to get that sorted. But in addition to that, there is a whole raft of different issues in the house now, where the landlord hasn't been keeping up with maintenance. Now we've been doing our utmost to sort of keep the house in good condition. Small repairs, I'll get them done, but yeah, in general, the landlord just hasn't been sort of keeping up his end to sort of keep the house in good condition. So that's when we decided, you know what, we're going to move. We're coming to the end of our tenancy anyway, so we're going to move. And yeah, the wife found this new house, and it is absolutely amazing for us all. We're going to have so much more room, and as I said earlier on, from a selfish perspective, the games collection is for the very first time going to have its own dedicated room. So yeah, I think it's like the second bedroom is basically going to get set up as just a dedicated games room. Now, I've already got all the planning done for that room, so I know what we're going to be putting in there and everything like that. But in today's video, what we're going to focus on is actually packing up the current games room, which, yeah, is a task personally I'm not looking forward to. But I will admit, we are in a bit of a better position than we would have been had this happened 6 months or so ago, because we have already started packing the room up. So if you think back to, I think it was the beginning part of the year, the Xbox shelf, for example, was all double stacked, and pretty much most of the shelves in here were double stacked. But since then, we've obviously packed up the Wii, the 3DS, the DS. We've halved the Xbox shelves. Even with the PlayStation shelves, they've all been reduced down as well. So a lot of it is already packed up. So it is going to be just the stuff that we've got on the shelves here. But as well, we've also got all the new additions. So you don't know if you can see them here. So these are sort of a lot of the new additions that we've added in recent videos. I just got to the point, so probably over the last sort of 4 to 6 weeks, and I've been like, well, I'm going to be pulling them all out in the next sort of month or so. Is there really any point putting them back in? So yeah, I've been a bit lazy from that respect, but we are going to be getting everything packed up. Now, what I've got is for the actual games themselves, the big plastic sort of bread crates. Ended up getting a load of them when I've picked stuff up from the auction. So I thought, you know what, they're going to be perfect for packing the games into. But I think the first port of call that we're going to do is we're actually going to be removing the photography table. And what I will say is, so as I did say, the new room is going to be a dedicated games room, because we've actually got a separate office in the house as well. So all the photography table, my PC, all my repair stuff is all going to be put into that office, which is really good. But I think for now, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on getting the photography table down. But because basically at the moment the room is in an absolute state, so I'll put some footage up as well of the current condition of the room. And as you can see, there is just stuff everywhere. There's very little space to move about in here. So yeah, what I want to try and do is get everything in this position first before we then start tackling the retro shelves behind me. We'll get all of those boxed up first for a particular reason. So obviously I'm filming this video the Sunday before we move, and yeah, the week, so the Wednesday, the Thursday just gone, sorry, I wasn't able to put out a This Week in Gaming video. So I want to try and get one out this week before we move. So I want to try and keep the PS1 and the PS2 shelves intact until after I filmed that video. So yeah, there is a method to my madness, but yeah, I want to just get started, getting packed up, getting everything moving, and yeah, just sort of seeing how we get on. So what I'm going to do is I am going to switch you over to the GoPro now. We're going to do a bit of a sort of speed through of me getting all of this taken down, sorted out, and then yeah, I will come back and we'll see where we go next. Okay, so we have pretty much got all of the bookcases clear now. And the only one that I've got left is I've got a couple of bits still left on the Xbox shelf, which I am just going to crack on with that in a minute, get everything off, get all of the bookcases loaded into the van, and then what we'll do is we'll head over and we'll have a look at our brand new games room. Before we start moving everything in, I want to show you the games room, the space that we've got, and what we're going to be doing with it. But it is now, we've now basically got to the end of this games room, and as I said, it is a bit gutting that we are leaving it, because this has been the main games room for the channel pretty much since we started. But we are moving on to bigger and better things, so let's jump over and have a look at our brand new games room. So that is going to be a wrap for the games room, and as you can see in here, the room is now completely barren. I have to admit, this has probably been one of the worst moves that I've ever done. It has just been an absolute nightmare. Everything's gone wrong, and it has just seemed to have gone on forever and ever. So we actually started this, what day are we now? We are Tuesday. Just over, well, it would be about a week and a half ago we started this move. We have had nothing but problems, from removing the washing machine and then all of a sudden the pipe bursting and completely flooding the kitchen, the landlord not knowing where the stopcock is, and just a whole raft of different problems. But we are finally out, and as you can see, the room itself just looks just barren, really. So obviously what I want to do actually as well is just have a look back at when we first moved into this room. So when we moved into here, I'd done the same sort of video where I was talking about all of my ideas for the room and everything like that. And I will admit, looking back on it now, where we were in with regards to the collection back then to where we are now is night and day. There are stuff that I've got in the collection that I just would not dream of having back then. I am immensely thankful for all of the people that have helped me out with the collection. All of you guys that watch the videos, support the channel. It is definitely a red letter day. What I am going to do is, before we wrap the video up, I am going to jump over to the new games room. I'm going to give you a quick sort of overview of what I'm planning in that room. But yeah, for now, that is going to be it for the games room. And I will admit, I will not be displeased to say goodbye to the mould and the damp and everything that we've had in this room. And yeah, just know that the new house is absolutely superb from that respect. So yeah, let's jump over to the new games room. We'll have a look and yeah, I'll take you through what I'm thinking. Okay, so here we are in a very echoey new games room. So yeah, as you can see, there is nothing in here at the moment, and yeah, the big plan for today is to actually start getting everything moved in. But before we move everything in, just wanted to sort of show you around the room, give you a bit of an idea on sort of what I'm thinking, how we're going to set this room up. So what I'm going to do is I am going to switch over to my phone now. So I'll apologise in advance for the shaky cam, but yeah, I think it's going to be the best way for me to show you around the room and show you what I've got planned going forwards. Okay, so starting off at the other end of the room. So basically what we've got, I'll do a bit of a 360. So we've got the window here. We've got a completely blank wall, another blank wall right next to the door, and then the other blank wall there. So under the window, sorry, we're going to have the TV unit back in. So we'll put that down the bottom here. I'm then going to get a stand to actually put the TV on behind. And yeah, that will allow us to have the TV in place, but without taking up room on the TV stand, which we'll use for the consoles. Then along this side wall, we are going to be putting in, we've got room for 4 bookcases. And you'll see there's a couple of plugs there as well. What I'm going to do is that plug there, I'm going to run an extension lead round the end so that we've got some extra plugs for the TV unit. But along here, we're going to have 4 bookcases. Then on this wall, we've got room for 2 bookcases. So I'm going to put 2 against this wall, 4 along here. Is that right? 4... No, sorry, I've got room for 1 bookcase here and then the small stack of drawers. That's it. I haven't got my plans with me. They're on my computer at the other house. So yeah, we've got room for 4 bookcases along this wall, 1 bookcase here, the tower, the set of drawers just there. And then along this wall, going from the same end that we've got the TV unit, we're going to have 3 bookcases along here. And then, in addition to that, so we're going to, as I say, we've got a TV unit here. Around here, we're going to have my racing chair. So more just the chair part of it. Then we're going to have some freestanding billies just here with my Mario Wonder standee on the end. So yeah, we're going to have a whole load of room to expand out the collection in here. And yeah, with the setup that I've got planned for this room, we are going to be bringing back a lot of the old consoles that we've sort of removed from the games room. So the DS, the 3DS, the Wii, all of those are coming back. We've got more room for the PS2, the Xbox 360, or all of the Xboxes. Pretty much every section in the games room, or every console covered in the games room, is going to be getting expanded out. I think the only one that probably isn't is going to be Sega Saturn. That's just because I haven't got enough to expand out onto another shelf. But yeah, we have got, it is going to be a major expansion. And as well as this, obviously, we've got, this is going to be the dedicated games room. I have now got, there's a massive cupboard downstairs that's going to be used for storage and overflow, as well as a separate office where I'm going to be setting up my desk, my computer, and there's also going to be some extra billies put in there for, I think the PC games, my magazines and things like that are going to go in there. So yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to start getting everything moved in. So I don't know where I don't know, I'll be honest. We got the keys yesterday and we moved in some of the big stuff yesterday, but I am still at a loss of what we're doing, how we're doing it. So yeah, the plan is obviously to try and get as much of the games room stuff over today. And yeah, what we'll do is in the next video, we will then actually be setting up the games room. We've got a trip to do to IKEA as well to get some new billies. But yeah, let's start getting the stuff in and then we can see where we are from there. Okay, so we are finally all moved in, and yeah, as you can see, it is absolutely chock-a-block in here. We've got a lot to get done in here, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be doing that in the next video. And I mean, what we're going to be actually doing is this is probably going to form a sort of mini series of us building out the new games room, because yeah, it's not going to be something I'm going to be able to do in just one video, because yeah, we've got a lot to get done. So in the next video, we are just going to be focusing on what we've currently got. So all of the existing bookcases, we're going to get them filled, get in the TV unit as well as the new TV stand that I've got. But yeah, we're not going to be adding sort of new bookcases or anything like that in the next video. That will be in a couple of weeks' time. But yeah, I have to admit, I'm really looking forward to getting this set up. So before you head off, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're not already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when I upload new videos. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright, bye!